Start the regular season by selecting your season goal. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Here are all the players that will appear in the upcoming draft. Select a player to learn more. Welcome to Draft Week. All the effort you spend scouting comes down to this. Start the draft when you're ready.
That is a high school coach that knows how to consistently finish in the top of the school's division. And ever since he was able to walk, he's been on the sidelines for every game. Even after he leaves practice at night, he's still getting advice from his dad at home. And from what I've heard from scouts who've watched him play, you can tell the extra coaching has helped. Even during interviews at the Combine, I was told by several GMs that he was one of their favorite players to talk to. He has his dad's eye for the game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him become a coach one day himself. I like him a lot, and he'll be a great addition to the team.
Now that the Ravens have made their pick, let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about him.
A college All-Star Game MVP trophy capped off an illustrious career for him. The performance was especially sweet, as many critics had criticized him for not performing well against top-tier defenses while in college. Breaking the 100-yard barrier and scoring twice against the top players in the country had critics changing their tune. He's now going to be expected to get the ball 20 to 30 times a game against some elite NFL defenses. It will be a steep learning curve for him, but sources tell me several GMs feel he's up to the challenge.
Pick's been made. Let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about the player.
If you go back and watch his pro day workout, you'll see this guy was a beast. One NFL defensive line coach put him through a brutal series of drills, and he came out of each one hungry for more. Matt Miller watched him on the sidelines and noticed he never took a knee, never got water, was always quick back to the line for another round. I spoke with the coach who ran his drills, and even he came away very impressed. It was his goal to find the kid's breaking point, but it never made an appearance. He's got a motor I can see causing fits for any offensive line. With this pick, their defensive line just got a much-needed injection of energy and attitude.
All right, now that the pick's in, let's go to Adam. Adam, what can you tell us about this guy?
I asked several scouts what separated him from the other players in his class, and they all pointed to his ability to quickly change directions. He ran the 3-cone drill around 6.5 seconds, the fastest time in his class. He also has the hips and footwork to turn the corner quickly without losing a lot of momentum. No matter the position, he has the kind of agility any team would love to have, and I'm sure the head coach is very pleased with this pick.
The Redskins are now on the clock. Our very own Adam Schefter has more to say about this pick.
It seems every year draft experts put more and more value into a player's 40-yard dash time. So in his case, running the slowest 40 among skill position players definitely caused some concern. He blamed an injured foot for the poor result, but the injury didn't seem to affect the other drills. It didn't help that he chose not to run the 40 again at his pro day, perhaps to save himself from more embarrassment. He obviously ended up getting drafted, but you wonder how much better his stock would have been if he managed to turn in a faster time.
The Rams are now on the clock. Seahawks pick is in. Adam, give us the latest information on this guy.
Like football, rugby's a sport that's played with guys of all shapes and sizes. In his case, he was one of the big guys pushing and pulling blocks in the center of the pitch. He was playing rugby for a university in Australia before he was recruited to transfer and play football for 2 seasons here in America. His first year was spent adjusting to the game, getting used to the different rules and how to play his position properly. The guy even had to adjust how he tackled now that he had to wear pads and a helmet. But his second year is really where we started to see what he could potentially do. He's a physical player at the line of scrimmage. The team was able to pick up a good addition to its line with a bit of an interesting history.
The Ravens are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock.
Kick off your week by installing your game plan. Start the regular season by selecting your season goal. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
The Giants are now on the clock. Adam, what can you tell us about the Giants' newest player?
He's a raw athlete with a lot of upside, and the question will be, where and when does he hit his ceiling? He's still relatively new to football, as he was a track and field runner for the school his first 3 years of eligibility. He definitely has the body to play any of the skill positions in football, and he may ultimately end up playing a different position than what he's drafted as. I'm sure the coaches will love the athleticism he brings, but first they'll probably try him out in a few different areas before finding his best role.
The 49ers are now on the clock. This Jenkins guy, Adam, what do you know?
He was a dominant receiver in college and deservedly won the Heisman after a very impressive season. He's the kind of receiver that defenses would double team, and yet they still couldn't slow him down. He's not the big man on campus anymore now that he's been drafted, but I still feel comfortable in saying I think you're going to hear his name called quite a bit on Sundays.
The Texans are now on the clock. Let's go to Adam now, who's got more on the Steelers' last pick.
His team had one of the best rushing defenses in college this season, and he's probably the biggest reason why. Teams eventually abandoned the run game altogether after they averaged only 1 to 2 yards per carry in the first half. Among linebackers on the team, he would always lead the point of attack, penetrating the opposing team's offensive line. Every tailback that lined up against him seemed to keep one eye on the handoff and the other searching for him. And usually when they found him, it was too late to react. He's one of the best tacklers to come out in years. Hopefully, he'll get on the field soon and help them stop the run.
The Jets are now on the clock. Now that he's just been picked, Adam, tell us about Wright.
The broad jump is a good test of a player's lower body strength, burst, and balance. Obviously, those are all important qualities any NFL running back must have. In his case, he had one of the shorter broad jumps among tailbacks at the combine. According to Matt Miller, this may impact his ability to break arm tackles and burst through an opening in the line. We'll see if he can overcome his shortcomings and have success running the football for this team.
The Jets are now on the clock. Now that the Texans have made their pick, let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more.
A fundamentally sound offensive lineman whose last collegiate season was ended prematurely by a nasty ankle injury, he's a guy who has the potential to become a centerpiece on the line for years to come. If there's one point of contention about him, it's that after talking to several of my sources, there's a significant worry about the strength of his surgically repaired right ankle. The original injury happened when the ankle appeared to buckle while he was not engaged, raising some serious questions about leg strength. He's been known as a bit of a power lifter with exceptional upper body strength, leading some strength coaches to openly question if this explosive lifting is putting additional stress on his leg joints. He looked good at the combine with excellent lateral movement pushing off the ankle in question. We probably won't know how well that ankle holds up until about a year from now after he's been through the rigors of an entire NFL season.
The Jets are now on the clock. The Raiders have made their selection, and it's Howell.
One of the biggest stories last year was about this kid, and he didn't even get drafted. He shocked the entire football world, me included, when he announced he'd be staying in school for his final year of eligibility. When I spoke with him last year about the decision, he cited a promise he made to his parents before his freshman year in college. He promised them that he would complete his degree and set himself up for a career should a professional football career not be afforded to him. Showing tremendous character, he decided to honor this promise even after being heralded as a top pick in last year's draft. It's this type of character that had scouts raving about him, according to my sources. In fact, several owners even discussed business strategy during pre-draft interviews. If there's one possible knock on him, it's speculation that he may walk away from the game in a few years.
Kick off your week by installing your game plan. Start the regular season by selecting your season goal. Kick off your week by installing your
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Baltimore Ravens and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6". They'll run it now out of the gun. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. That one goes for 24 yards. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll make it a second down. And a quick look at the Buccaneer defensive starters.
Markevius Kiki Mingo is one of those versatile outside linebackers who can rush the passer as a defensive end, yet drop into coverage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. And, Charles, we get a look here at the key inactives. And I tell you what, a big list for being this early in the season.
If there's any silver lining at all, you're hoping you can get these guys back, and now you'll play well down the stretch with them. But what you're also hoping is that the guys who have to play for them, the next man up mentality kicks in, and those guys take care of business. There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So our initial drive here this afternoon results in 3. I'm not sure that was a statement necessarily, but getting points on the road, never a bad thing.
No question about it, Brandon. You had a crowd that was all fired up during pregame introductions, yet you're able to quiet them just a little bit by taking the early lead.
Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Now Jameis on second down. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. And that linebacker group today could be very key.
As we were preparing for this game, you pointed out to me as we were watching film that the linebackers look like an elite unit. I agree with you totally. They move around, fly to the football, and take it away from offenses.
Winston now. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. This will be fielded at the 17. Big-time return there, 40 yards. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They did a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So that scores A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never...
The players on your team earned XP. Quickly upgrade your team at the end of each game. Kick off your week by installing your game plan. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
The Titans are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. Now that the Ravens have made their pick, let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about him.
He's the type of wide receiver that several scouts believe could be the next all-time great. His performance at the College All-Star Game further supported this belief, hauling in double-digit catches and ending the day with 4 touchdowns. Draft experts praise him for his pure athleticism, but some have questioned his work ethic. Matt Miller is one of them, feeling that when the game comes so easily to you at the college level and you are so gifted physically, you could very easily lose the mental edge needed to excel in the NFL. He should get plenty of reps in the preseason to prove his worth and see if he can live up to the lofty expectations that many have for him.
Pick's been made. Let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about the player.
A fundamentally sound offensive lineman whose last collegiate season was ended prematurely by a nasty ankle injury, he's a guy who has the potential to become a centerpiece on the line for years to come. If there's one point of contention about him, it's that after talking to several of my sources, there's a significant worry about the strength of his surgically repaired right ankle. The original injury happened when the ankle appeared to buckle while he was not engaged, raising some serious questions about leg strength. He's been known as a bit of a power lifter with exceptional upper body strength, leading some strength coaches to openly question if this explosive lifting is putting additional stress on his leg joints. He looked good at the combine with excellent lateral movement pushing off the ankle in question. We probably won't know how well that ankle holds up until about a year from now after he's been through the rigors of an entire NFL season.
Kick off your week by installing your game plan. Start the regular season by selecting your season goal. Kick off your week by installing your game plan. An offensive and defensive game. Once you have made your game plan and focus player decisions. Hello, everybody. I'm Larry.
Larry, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got this one just across midfield to the 49. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Looking to throw. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. 23 yards on the play. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line.
And we all know it's turned into a passing league in the NFL, but that doesn't mean people still don't like to run the football. When you run it that successfully, your offensive line is fired up. What they want to do each and every game is run block. Get out and smack some people. I would say go ahead and run it again.
And if this offense is going to flow today, certainly the running back will be a key piece.
Without a doubt, because they asked their runner to not just do that, but to block, to catch, to help set a tone for their offense.
He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback, the intended target. And it's 3rd and short. The defensive starters now for Cincinnati.
When you play against Carlos Dunlap, you have to think protecting your passer. He knows how to get upfield and rush the quarterback.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by George Iloka. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, try to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position. And
now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton. He's got time. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
Now, I know we're only 2 plays in, but after giving up back-to-back sacks, something has to change with the protection, and they can't wait to halftime to make an adjustment.
Well, the Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd down.
Could be a blitzer.
And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time, it yields a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
That's taken on the 25.
Whoosh.
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Looking sideline, incomplete. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 48 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that's caught. Did he stay in bounds, though? He did not. Ruled incomplete.
I think you have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though he did catch the football.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that's incomplete. But, Charles, we saw a comeback bid fall.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Hello, everybody. I'm Larry.
Larry first opened in 1995. There's a look inside Everbank Field here in the River City of Jacksonville, Florida. Straight ahead, we pull the curtain on the postseason with an AFC wildcard matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was at the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to go up top again. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. They give him a gain of 37.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to try and go deep again. And this is caught. They give him a gain of 38.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Call it no gain, and it's going to be second and goal. And time to take a look at the Jaguar defense.
Telvin Smith is a college safety who's transitioned very well to outside linebacker in the NFL. He runs down most plays.
Back to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Their big tight end from a yard out. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Everybody, I'm Larry.
Larry, despite the elements, these fans here in Western Pennsylvania and quickly they get to the line.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in. The Steelers insert their nickel defense on 3rd down.
Yeah, they add a DB. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 30. A gain of 39 that time. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Now let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. Andre Howell, the one to bring him down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. So just 1 yard to go here on 3rd down.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's going to score. It's a touchdown. No flags. And in an overtime thriller, they are moving on in the playoff.
No rest. They get to keep playing.
Well, you never know what you're going to expect when you come to the stadium to call a game sometimes.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With a spot.
All right, Larry, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Gillette. On 1st and 10, Gabbard sets up the screen to Lewis. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. This is Lewis. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Again, it's Lewis. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for New England. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these.
He's got a man complete. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow. So how many practices have we watched over time where the offense works on scoring late in the game and finding a way to win, as we just saw there?
Just saw it right there. Now can they preserve that advantage that they just got? Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Patriots gearing up to go now. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He'll look to, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on first down. That is caught at the 7. Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now whistles blow, and the Patriots are going to take another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. A dime look defensively. Big play coming on 3rd and goal.
They can still blitz out of this look.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not in a premium.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
They're sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas. Back to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on fourth down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
And Bart puts it through. And with a little more than a minute to go, we are all tied. So now then, it's a big kick there to get this game back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal could still do you in.
Brandon, we're going to see right here. I would expect that after the kickoff, this offense is going to come out throwing. So those first few plays are going to be the key.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And as the fourth quarter winds down here, we're all even.
And no one wants this game to extend. They want to go ahead and win it right now.
They'll set up to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And a loss of 3 to bring up fourth.
From our vantage point, that was just one bad play by the offensive line in a series of really good ones tonight. But I know that they're going to be really ticked off. It's a lot like a baseball pitcher losing a no-hitter late in the game.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. Overtime in a playoff game. Awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only one period is played. We could call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far.
Here we go.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 18 yards there and a first down.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route where the receiver worked the defensive back inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipation on the break from inside to outside. He threw the football. As the receiver turned around, the ball greeted him.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13.
He's had a big game tonight, and while no one's going to be overly concerned about that last play, you also know that the offense coordinator does not want to see that happen again. They want to get back to doing what they've been doing all game long.
3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves them still needing 11 here on third down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That is the same case on that play. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. Oh, the spin. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it, but they turned it back over to him, and now...
And this will be caught at the 30. And he is into the end zone. It's a touchdown. And in perhaps the greatest Super Bowl ever, they have won the game in overtime.
Wow.
And it's all over. Just one is left standing, and that one is the Baltimore Ravens, your Super Bowl champions. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through...